Welcome to a session to review the McIlvaine Air Filtration and Purification World Markets Report online. And this is a service that we update as often as every day or two. It's 5,000 or 6,000 pages of information, and they're formal updates. So let's just go to the formal updates, and you can see the May updates are already in there, and it would have financial information on the various companies and what they're doing regarding new brands, and the production of the filtration plant in Brazil has fully resumed and so forth after the flooding. Earnings information and just updates on the competitive situation for suppliers of air filters. And I should explain that this is a report that covers the air filters that are used indoors as opposed to dust collectors, which we have in another report. And we divide these into various things by efficiency. So if you go into our forecast, for instance, which we'll do next, you can go into these various different classifications. So we would have electronic filters, then we have the medium filter efficiencies, the low efficiencies, G1 to G4, gas phase, and then the high efficiency, which would be your HEPA, ULPA filters. And you can search by various different industries, such as electronic and residential. Power would be mostly gas turbines, and commercial and residential would be relatively big. And you can search by any region or country of the world, and you can see all the different countries. We have 80 different countries that we evaluate. But let's say we select all of them. You can go in and see here is the world forecast for air filtration, and you can divide it again by subject, and you see how it breaks out with the F5 to 9, which is the medium efficiency, such as, say, the 3M Filtrete would be one of the biggest single category here. We can also look at it a different way. We can go back and look at it by industry, and we would see that commercial and residential are obviously pretty big percentages. Power is pretty large, but it would be mostly the gas turbines as opposed to conventional HVAC. It breaks out by world regions, and then we can actually go right down to granular, where we actually go down to a particular industry, such as the electronics industry, and you can pick a country such as China, and you can see the various different subjects for that particular industry. We can break it out by the electronic versus the gas phase and so forth for these various different industries. So their forecasts are pretty numerous. We have about 50,000 different forecasts. We also have great market share information, so you can actually go into various different regions and see the market shares by the different filter media types for the different companies in that region. We have a lot of basic information too, so you can even go into things like GDP forecasts and updates and see how the GDP has changed for every various countries in the world. What happened in Australia in May that is going to be affecting their GDP, and these are all things that impact the industry, obviously, and the forecast for the report. You can also go in on a very granular basis. You can go in, for instance, to semiconductors, and you can see updates just for the semiconductor industry. So we've been looking at updates for the whole air filter industry, but you can go in just by an industry and look at those updates. So in each industry segment, we have hundreds of pages of information and many pages delivered each month. So here is a chip plant expansion in Singapore. And of course, the semiconductor industry is a big user of the high efficiency filter types, as well as the pre-filters, of course. So you can see that there is also an analytical information about the way filters are used in the various different industries. You can see that we even have audio-video recordings that you can select, and you can select it by person, or you can go in by company, and actually you can also go in by particular subjects. So we actually have been interviewing people at the various different shows, and you can listen to the people talking about the presentations that they're making, or the products that they're talking about at their stands. So this is another aspect of the report. And these are, we do have some current ones in there as well. So you can go along the left-hand side to get the information, for instance, about residential HVAC, and you can get an overview, pricing, you can get analysis of filter types just for residential, filter parameters, market shares in this particular narrow area. And so this is focused on the residential, and then we have something similar on the commercial type filters as well. So the information on the left-hand side over here is very substantial. We do have information across the top, and we have company profiles, so you can go into a particular company and view AAF International, for instance. They're part of Daikin, and you can see fairly detailed information about the company. So those are in the profiles. You can search the whole report. We also have a networking directory, and there are more, obviously, information of companies listed in the networking directory than we do have the profiles. The profiles tend to be on the bigger companies, but the networking directory is basically thousands of companies are listed, and you can actually have, go into contacts and so forth for individual companies. So for Delstar, which would be a component supplier, we would have the various contacts of people that you could talk to at that company. So the report does include a lot of information on the companies, on the industries that served, and the products themselves. And so we get into the discussions of the different types of filters and trends toward membrane filters and the use of the high-efficiency glass media. We also, when we are analyzing the companies, do analyze the media companies and what kind of market shares and so forth they have. And there's a lot of information about the different media companies. So we're looking at everything from all the way from even air filter manufacturing, where we get into analysis of some of the things that go into actually building the filtration plant and operating that plant efficiently. So there is quite a bit of information in the report, and we would certainly welcome any questions that you may have about what is in the report, and we would look forward to having you as a subscriber to the report. And we have many air filter companies that have subscribed for many years to the report. They keep adding additional people. For a nominal fee, you can add people to the report. And for instance, you can have the main subscription in one country of the world, but you can have subscribers all over the world. And with the fact that we do get into project data in these different industries, it's worthwhile to have your salesman having access to the report as well. Also, the fact that we forecast each industry in each country means that your local salesman can participate and provide feedback as to what he thinks as to the accuracy of the report and any changes that he sees. So thanks for spending the time here to learn a little bit about the Air Filtration and Purification Market Report. And we look forward to answering your questions. And this is Bob McElvain signing off. Thank you.